Imagine this. A gospel legend belts out their final hallelujah, then collapses mid-song, right before your eyes. Welcome to his trends, where today, we're counting down 15 soul-stirring icons who gave their all, only to meet their maker on stage. These aren't just performances. They're miracles and mysteries that left audiences stunned and legacies etched in eternity. From voices that shook the heavens to moments that stopped time, we're uncovering the stories you won't believe. So, buckle up, hit subscribe, and let's step into the spotlight with these unforgettable gospel giants. 1. Brazilian gospel singer Pedro Enrique tragically passed away on December 13, 2023, after collapsing on stage during a live performance in Feira de Santana, Brazil. The 30-year-old artist was in the middle of singing his song, Vai Ser Tão Lindo, at a religious event when he suddenly fell backward, leaving the audience in shock. Despite immediate efforts to revive him, Enrique could not be saved. His record label, Toda Music, later confirmed that the cause of death was a massive heart attack, cutting short the life of a beloved voice in the gospel music scene. Enrique's sudden death sent waves of grief through his fans, fellow musicians, and the broader Christian community. Known for his powerful vocals and heartfelt lyrics, he had built a devoted following, with many praising his music for its uplifting and spiritual messages. Social media quickly flooded with tributes, as friends and admirers shared memories of his kindness, passion, and unwavering faith. The tragedy was made even more poignant by the fact that he died doing what he loved, singing praises to God in front of a live audience. The incident has also sparked conversations about the health and well-being of performers, particularly young artists who may face immense physical and emotional pressures. Enrique's death serves as a heartbreaking reminder of how fragile life can be, even for those who seem vibrant and full of energy. Fans have since revisited his music, finding solace in the legacy he left behind, while medical professionals have urged greater awareness of heart health, especially among those in high-stress careers. As the gospel community mourns, Enrique's family, friends, and colleagues have requested prayers and privacy during this difficult time. His music, however, continues to resonate, offering comfort to those who grieve his loss. Though his voice was silenced far too soon, the impact of his artistry and faith will live on, a testament to a life dedicated to worship and inspiration. 2. Gospel singer and pastor Bishop Kirby Brown dies during church service. The gospel community is mourning the loss of Bishop Kirby Brown, a beloved singer and church leader who passed away during a live service on July 7, 2024. The 65-year-old collapsed while celebrating his 15th pastoral anniversary at Greater Deliverance Temple in Danville, Virginia. Though not performing on a traditional stage, he was actively leading the event when he suffered a fatal heart attack. Congregants and loved ones watched in disbelief as emergency responders rushed to his aid, but he could not be revived. Bishop Brown was a respected figure in both ministry and music, known for his powerful preaching and soul-stirring gospel songs. His dual roles as a pastor and artist allowed him to touch countless lives, blending spiritual guidance with heartfelt worship. As news of his sudden passing spread, tributes poured in from fellow ministers, choir members, and fans who remembered him as a man of deep faith and unwavering dedication. Many describe him as a mentor who poured his life into serving others, both inside and outside the church. His death has left a void in his congregation and the broader gospel music scene, raising questions about the physical toll of ministry and performance. Like many pastors and musicians, Brown carried the weight of leadership, often balancing long hours, emotional labor, and the demands of public life. Health experts have reiterated the importance of regular checkups, particularly for those in high-stress roles, as heart-related incidents remain a leading cause of sudden death among adults. Greater Deliverance Temple has asked for prayers as the church and Brown's family navigate this painful loss. Plans for memorial services and musical tributes are underway, ensuring his legacy of faith and music endures. Though his voice has been stilled, the impact of his ministry will continue to resonate, offering comfort to those who found hope in his words and songs. 3. Gospel music community mourns loss of Nelon family in tragic plane crash. The gospel music world was shaken on July 26, 2024, by the heartbreaking news that Kelly Nelon Clark, her husband Jason Clark, and daughter Amber Nelon Kistler were among 7 victims of a fatal plane crash in Wyoming. The family, part of the renowned Nelon family gospel group, was traveling to a performance when their aircraft went down, though they were not on stage at the time of their deaths. The tragedy struck as they were en route to share their music and ministry, leaving fans and fellow artists devastated. Kelly Nelon Clark was a cherished figure in Southern gospel music, known for her rich vocals and decades of contributions to the Nelon family's harmonies. Alongside her husband Jason, a respected musician, and daughter Amber, who had followed in the family's musical footsteps, she carried forward a legacy of faith and artistry. The sudden loss of 3 generations at once sent waves of grief through the tight-knit gospel community, with many artists and fans expressing shock and sorrow over the unimaginable loss. The Nelon family's music had been a source of inspiration and comfort for countless listeners, blending timeless messages of hope with soaring melodies. Tributes quickly poured in from fellow gospel singers, pastors, and admirers, many recalling personal encounters with the family's kindness and generosity. The tragedy also reignited conversations about the risks faced by touring artists, who often travel long distances to bring their ministry to audiences across the country. As arrangements are made to honor the lives lost, the surviving members of the Nelon family and their extended musical community are leaning on faith to navigate this profound grief. Though their voices have been silenced far too soon, the music and memories they left behind will continue to uplift and inspire. In the wake of this tragedy, the gospel world is reminded once again of the fragility of life, an enduring power of song to heal even the deepest wounds. For help me, oh granny. Gospel legend Mahalia Jackson passes away after onstage collapse. The world lost one of its most powerful voices when Mahalia Jackson, the revered Queen of Gospel, died following a heart attack during a performance in Germany in 1971. While conflicting reports exist about whether she collapsed directly on stage or backstage, she was actively participating in the event when she fell ill. The tragic moment marked the end of an era for gospel music, silencing a voice that had moved millions with its soul-stirring depth and unwavering devotion. Jackson's influence stretched far beyond the church, as she became a defining figure in both spiritual and civil rights movements. Her renditions of classics like How I Got Over and Take My Hand, Precious Lord, were anthems of hope during the struggle for racial equality, earning her the admiration of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and countless others. Her ability to convey raw emotion through song made her a bridge between sacred and secular audiences, bringing gospel music to global prominence. News of her passing sent shockwaves through the music community, with tributes pouring in from fans, fellow artists, and civil rights leaders. Many reflected on how her music had provided solace during turbulent times, both personally and politically. Her death also highlighted the physical toll of a life spent touring and performing, as Jackson had long battled health issues while maintaining a demanding schedule. Though her voice was stilled over 5 decades ago, Mahalia Jackson's legacy endures. Her recordings continue to inspire new generations, and her impact on gospel, jazz, and soul remains immeasurable. As the world remembered her after her passing, one truth became clear. The Queen of Gospel had left behind a kingdom of music that would never fade. Her songs, like her spirit, were built to last. 5.
I'll be with you. Oh, no matter who.
Gospel music icon Andraé Crouch dies following on-stage collapse. The gospel music world mourned the loss of legendary singer, songwriter, and choir director Andraé Crouch in 2015 after he suffered a fatal heart attack during a choir rehearsal. Though not performing in a formal concert setting at the time, the 72-year-old music pioneer was doing what he loved most, shaping worship through music, when he collapsed. His passing marked the end of an extraordinary career that spanned decades and revolutionized contemporary gospel music. Crouch's influence on modern worship cannot be overstated. As a creative force behind timeless classics like The Blood Will Never Lose Its Power and My Tribute, To God Be the Glory, He bridged traditional gospel with contemporary Christian music. His innovative approach to choir direction and songwriting earned him 7 Grammy Awards and the respect of artists across genres, from Elvis Presley to Michael Jackson, both of whom recorded his compositions. The music community reacted with an outpouring of tributes, remembering Crouch not just for his musical genius, but for his humble spirit and dedication to mentoring younger artists. His death came after several years of health challenges, yet he had remained active in ministry until his final moments. The location of his collapse, in a rehearsal space rather than a concert stage, poignantly underscored his lifelong commitment to the behind-the-scenes work of creating worship music. Andraé Crouch's legacy continues to resonate in churches and concert halls worldwide. His compositions remain staples of worship services, and his innovative choral arrangements continue to influence gospel music today. Though the maestro's baton has been stilled, the music he created still lifts countless voices in praise, a fitting testament to a man who devoted his life to serving God through song. 6. Gospel great Daryl Coley remembered after onstage collapse and prolonged illness. The gospel music community mourned the loss of vocal virtuoso Daryl Coley in 2016, following a valiant battle with illness that began with a dramatic onstage collapse 2 years prior. The renowned singer famously suffered a medical emergency during a 2014 performance in his hometown of Oakland, California, where he lost consciousness mid-concert. Though he regained his health temporarily after the incident, the beloved artist ultimately succumbed to his condition at age 60, leaving behind a legacy of unparalleled musical artistry. Coley was celebrated for his extraordinary 5-octave vocal range and his ability to move effortlessly between gospel, jazz, and R&B styles. His signature songs like He's Right on Time and When the Music Stops showcase his breathtaking technical skill and deep spiritual conviction. As both a solo artist and former member of the Hawkins family, Coley influenced generations of gospel performers with his innovative phrasing and emotional delivery. The 2014 onstage collapse had sent shockwaves through the gospel world, with fans and fellow artists rallying in support during his subsequent health struggles. True to his resilient spirit, Coley returned to performing after recovering from the incident, demonstrating the same passion that had defined his 4-decade career. His passing 2 years later prompted an outpouring of tributes from contemporaries and protégés alike, all testifying to his musical genius and generous mentorship. Though Coley's voice has been stilled, his impact continues through recordings that remain staples of gospel music. His fearless experimentation with genre boundaries expanded the possibilities of sacred music, while his unwavering faith anchored every performance. To those who witnessed his electrifying live shows, especially that fateful 2014 concert where his body faltered but his spirit shone through, Daryl Coley's legacy lives on as a testament to musical excellence and divine inspiration. 7.
So much pain, it's gonna be alright.
Gospel music luminary Troy Sneed passed away unexpectedly in April 2020 following a concert performance in Jacksonville, Florida. The 52-year-old artist had just delivered an impassioned musical set when he became ill backstage. Despite rapid emergency response efforts, the acclaimed singer and producer could not be revived. His sudden death at the height of his creative powers left the gospel community and his legion of fans devastated. A multifaceted talent in contemporary gospel music, Sneed first gained recognition as a member of the influential Youth for Christ choir before establishing himself as a solo artist. His chart-topping songs like Work It Out and My Heart Says Yes became anthems in churches nationwide. Beyond a performing career, Sneed made significant contributions as a founder of Emtro Gospel, a label that nurtured emerging gospel talent and produced award-winning music. While the precise medical cause was not immediately released, colleagues noted Sneed had been managing health challenges while maintaining his rigorous performance schedule. The gospel world responded with an outpouring of tributes, with music icons like Kirk Franklin and Yolanda Adams honoring his enduring influence. His passing sparked important conversations about artist wellness in the demanding gospel music industry. Sneed's final performance stands as a powerful symbol of his lifelong dedication to ministry through music. His rich musical legacy continues through the artists he mentored and the timeless recordings he left behind. Today, his work remains a vital part of gospel music's evolution, inspiring both audiences and musicians to keep the faith through song. 8. Gospel world mourns sudden loss of Grammy-winning choir director Orlando Draper. The gospel music community was stunned in 1998 by the untimely passing of Orlando Draper, the dynamic 34-year-old choir director, who succumbed to a severe asthma attack. Though not on stage at the time of his death, the Grammy Award-winning artist left behind a powerful musical legacy and a grieving ensemble, the Associates, who vowed to continue their ministry in his honor. Draper had revolutionized contemporary gospel choir music with his innovative arrangements and electrifying performances. His work with the Associates earned them widespread acclaim, including a 1996 Grammy Award for Best Gospel Choir or Chorus Album for Live the Experience. Known for his boundless energy and ability to fuse traditional gospel with contemporary sounds, Draper inspired a new generation of choir directors and singers. The sudden nature of his death from an asthma-related complication sent shockwaves through the music community. Fellow artists and choir members recalled his infectious passion and commitment to excellence, traits that had made him one of gospel's most promising young directors. True to Draper's spirit, the Associates continued performing, transforming their grief into a musical tribute that kept his vision alive. Though his baton was still far too soon, Orlando Draper's influence endures. His arrangements continue to be performed by choirs worldwide, and his approach to gospel music paved the way for many contemporary artists. More than 2 decades after his passing, Draper's legacy remains a testament to the power of music to uplift, transform, and transcend even the briefest of lives. His story serves as both an inspiration and a reminder to cherish every note. 9. Gospel music mourns the loss of Reverend Donald Vails after onstage collapse. The gospel community was left in shock in 2003 when beloved choir director and pianist Reverend Donald Vails collapsed during a live performance in Atlanta, passing away shortly after from a heart attack. Eyewitnesses described the harrowing moment the music suddenly stopped as the revered musician fell mid-concert, with audience members and fellow performers rushing to his aid. The tragic incident cut short the life of a man who had spent decades shaping the sound of gospel music through his dynamic piano playing and innovative choir direction. As founder of the renowned Donald Vails Chorallers, Reverend Vails had become one of the most influential figures in traditional gospel music. His arrangements and performances with the chorallers set a new standard for excellence in choir music, earning them performances at prestigious venues across the country. Known for his ability to blend traditional gospel with contemporary flair, Vails mentored countless musicians and brought choral gospel to new audiences. The Atlanta concert where he collapsed was meant to be another celebration of the music he loved. Instead, it became his final earthly performance. Fellow gospel artists and choir members remembered Vails not just for his musical genius, but for his dedication to musical education and his humble spirit. His sudden passing sparked conversations about the physical demands placed on touring gospel artists and the importance of health awareness in the music ministry. Though his final notes were played unexpectedly soon, Reverend Vails' legacy lives on to the countless musicians he trained and the recordings that continue to inspire. The Donald Vails Chorallers carried forward his mission, ensuring that his contributions to gospel music would never be forgotten. His story remains a powerful reminder of music's ability to touch souls right up to life's final measure. 10. Dottie Rambo, the legendary gospel singer and songwriter, passed away following a concert performance, leaving behind a legacy of faith and music that touched millions. Known for a powerful voice and heartfelt lyrics, Rambo wrote over 2,500 songs, many of which became staples in churches and gospel music circles. Her career spanned more than 5 decades, earning her numerous awards, including Grammys and Dove Awards. Her sudden death shocked fans and fellow musicians alike, as she had remained active in ministry and performance until her final days. Born Joyce Reba Luttrell in 1934, Dottie Rambo's journey from humble beginnings in Kentucky to international fame was a testament to her unwavering faith and talent. She began singing as a child and by her teens was performing with her family. Alongside her husband, Buck Rambo, and their daughter, Reba, she formed the Singing Rambos, a group that became one of the most influential in gospel music. Her songs, such as We Shall Behold Him and I Go to Rock, have been recorded by artists across genres, cementing her place in music history. Rambo's impact extended beyond her music, as she was known for her generosity and dedication to spreading the message of hope. She often shared personal stories of struggle and redemption, resonating deeply with audiences. Her ability to blend traditional gospel with contemporary styles broadened her appeal, making her a beloved figure worldwide. Even in her later years, she continued to inspire new generations of artists and believers through her performances and testimony. The news of her passing brought an outpouring of tributes from fans, fellow gospel artists, and those who had been moved by her ministry. Memorials and celebrations of her life were held across the country, honoring her contributions to music and faith. Though she is gone, Dottie Rambo's songs and spirit live on, a lasting reminder of the power of faith and the enduring legacy of a gospel music icon. Her life's work remains a beacon of hope and inspiration for countless individuals around the world. 11. Gospel legend Elder Goldwire McLendon passes after final triumphant performance. The gospel music world is mourning the loss of Elder Goldwire McLendon, the iconic vocalist whose soaring tenor voice became synonymous with spirit-filled worship for generations. The beloved artist transitioned shortly after delivering what would be his final electrifying performance, leaving behind a monumental legacy in sacred music. Eyewitnesses describe how the aging but still vibrant McLendon had brought the house down with his signature rendition of "I Won't Complain" just hours before his passing. True to his reputation, the gospel elder left everything on the stage, his voice carrying the same heavenly anointing that had made him a pillar of the Philadelphia gospel scene since the 1950s. Fellow musicians noted he seemed especially moved during this final performance, as if offering a musical benediction to his decades-long ministry. As founder of the legendary Cevets Choir and longtime music director at Philadelphia's First Baptist Church of Paschal, McLendon's influence shaped multiple generations of gospel artists. His distinctive vocal style, marked by its clarion tone and masterful control, became the gold standard for traditional gospel soloists. Even in his later years, he remained a sought-after performer, his stage presence radiating the joy of someone who truly loved praising God through song. The music community has flooded social media with clips of McLendon's most powerful performances, with fellow artists marveling at how he maintained his vocal prowess well into his 80s. His final moments after taking his last bow represent the passing of a true gospel monarch, a man who sang his way into eternity. As tributes pour in from across the gospel world, one truth becomes clear. While Elder McLendon may have left the stage, his voice will forever echo in the annals of gospel history. 12. Gospel singer and pastor Shawn Jones dies on stage during performance in Pensacola. The gospel music community is mourning the sudden loss of Shawn Jones, a beloved singer and pastor who collapsed and died while performing his song, "Worthy Is He," at the Event Center in Pensacola, Florida. Eyewitnesses reported that Jones, mid-performance, suffered what appeared to be a heart attack and fell on stage. Despite immediate medical attention, he could not be revived. He was 45 years old. Jones was known for his powerful voice and heartfelt ministry, both as a recording artist and as an associate pastor at New Life Worship Center in Pensacola. His music, particularly "Worthy Is He," had become a worship staple in many churches, celebrated for its passionate declaration of faith. Those in attendance described his final moments as moving, with Jones fully engaged in praise until the moment he collapsed. Fellow gospel artists, pastors, and fans have shared an outpouring of grief and tribute online, many reflecting on the weight of his final song. John P. Key, a Grammy-winning gospel artist, wrote, "He left this earth declaring the worthiness of Christ. What a way to go home." Jones' congregation held a prayer vigil in his honor, singing his music as a testament to his legacy. His family has asked for prayers during this difficult time, expressing comfort in knowing that his last act was one of worship. Funeral arrangements are pending, but the impact of his life and music remains undeniable. Shawn Jones may have sung his last note on earth, but his message of faith continues to resonate. 13. Sister Rosetta Tharpe, a gospel pioneer's final days. Though not meeting the exact criteria of artists who died mid-performance, the legendary Sister Rosetta Tharpe, the godmother of rock and roll, endured a career cut short by health struggles before her 1973 passing. While she did not die on stage, Her final years were marked by the same determination that defined her trailblazing life. After suffering a debilitating stroke in 1970, Tharpe's ability to perform declined, though she continued recording when possible. Unverified accounts suggest she may have collapsed during a session, but historical records confirm she ultimately passed in a Philadelphia hospital due to stroke-related complications. Her death closed a chapter on a revolutionary career that bridged gospel, blues, and early rock, and rolled with her fire guitar playing and electrifying voice. Even offstage, Tharpe's influence never waned. Artists from Elvis Presley to Johnny Cash cited her as an inspiration, and her recordings like Strange Things Happening Every Day became blueprints for generations. Today, her legacy is celebrated as foundational to both sacred and secular music, proof that her spirit, like her sound, could never be contained. Though her final note wasn't sung before an audience, Tharpe's life remains a testament to resilience. As her gravestone declares, she would sing until you felt it, and in the hearts of those she moved, that music still plays on. 14. The gospel music world remembers Lesea Pace not only for her electrifying voice, but for the dramatic moment in 2019 when she nearly lost her life in the middle of a performance. Midway through a powerful song, the legendary singer collapsed on stage, struggling to breathe as shocked audience members rushed to help. She would later reveal this terrifying episode came after years of silently battling kidney failure, a condition that required ongoing dialysis treatments. Though she recovered from that on-stage scare, Pace's health continued to decline until her passing in March 2021 at age 60 due to organ failure. Pace's career spanned decades, from her early days with the Anointed Pace Sisters to her successful solo work, including the gospel classic, I Know I've Been Changed. Even in her final months, she continued performing whenever possible, including a memorable homecoming show where she sang seated but with undiminished power. That 2019 collapse became part of her powerful testimony, demonstrating her determination to praise God through every circumstance. While Pace didn't die during performance like some other gospel artists, her story carries special significance, a brush with death in the midst of ministry that only deepened her witness. Her life embodied the message she so passionately sang about, finding strength in struggle and victory in faith. To the end, Pace remained true to her famous declaration that she would sing until I can't sing no more, leaving behind a legacy that continues to inspire. 15. Nigerian gospel star Asa Niiwuku dies during live performance. The gospel music world was left in shock when beloved Nigerian singer Asa Niiwuku collapsed and died during a live performance in Abuja in April 2022. The 42-year-old worship leader, best known for her global hit Akwem, was in the middle of ministering when she suddenly fell on stage at a church event. Initial reports suggested possible asthma complications, but heartbreaking details later emerged that the talented artist had been privately enduring domestic violence. Her tragic passing sparked nationwide outrage in Nigeria and important conversations about abuse in faith communities. Nwachukwu's case ultimately led to legal reforms and greater awareness about protecting women in ministry. Nwachukwu's powerful voice and uplifting songs like Akwem had made her one of Africa's most influential contemporary gospel artists. The irony that her signature song about overcoming came while she faced such personal struggles added profound depth to her legacy. Fellow artists and fans worldwide mourn the loss, while celebrating how her music continues to inspire. Though her life ended abruptly on that church stage, Asa Niiwuku's impact extends far beyond her final performance. Her story remains both a celebration of musical gifts and a sobering reminder of the hidden battles many face. Today, her songs still echo in churches across the globe, while her tragic passing continues to advocate for change in how the faith community addresses domestic violence.